All right, it's that time again. Time for another Sunday video. We have a lot to get done and a lot to talk about. So let's get to it. All right, so here we are. We're out in the woods and we're back at it again. Now, the past probably 5 weeks or so, we've been covered in snow. And this last week, it decided to melt. So everything's a soupy, nasty mess. One property I can't even get to. This one here, this is as far as I can get. I tried twice, actually slipped and fell and busted my ass. So here we are. What I wanted to do, I'm going to postpone a week because it's going to be in the high 50s and low 60s all this coming week. Should dry everything out and I'll get full access to the property. But being that we're coming up on springtime, I want to show you my military harness spring scouting kit. So we'll get to that today. And then hopefully, once this dries out, we can do an overnighter. So on that note, let's go ahead and get to it. But first, I want to discuss what happened last week. For those that don't know, I just finished filming for Survival Mastery. So after about 3.5 days of shooting, we just wrapped the first part of our shelter building series. Yes, it would be multiple parts over the course of a year. We also have a couple other ideas that we're going to throw in there and make an additional video series down the road. So for those that were on the fence, waiting for me to actually drop that series, within 2 weeks, we're going to drop the first part of that video series to Survival Mastery Online. Use this code right here, Sean2025. Once again, Sean2025. The Survival Mastery Online link is in my video description box. Click on it, get that discount, and sit back and enjoy. We have, I want to say, at least 2 to 3 trainers that we're going to be filming per month and dropping them in 2 to 3 week intervals. So take advantage of that discount. Get in on the action on the ground floor. And once again, sit back and enjoy, because there's more great things to come. Before we get too far down the trail, I want to go ahead and mention this now because someone's going to catch it. If you notice the color looks different, if you notice that it looks a lot clearer or more crisp, it's because I'm playing around with a new camera. Back in the day I had a Sony Handycam, went to my Olympus that I spent probably 6 or 7 years with, and now we're back to a Sony. Buttons are different, but it's more user-friendly, and so far, so good. I think I'm looking outstanding. So, time will tell. Drop a comment in the box and let me know. Now, for today's video, it's, like I said, almost springtime, and I want a scout bag, an emergency kit I can take with me. Go out and scout trails, fishing holes, things like that. And I want to be able to have everything with me that I'm going to need in the event of an overnight of inconveniently camping, meaning I'm stuck there. So on that note, I have my military harness from late 70s all through the 80s and early to mid 90s. Love this thing. I have detailed videos on this. Just type in Corporals Corner old school military gear or old school military harness and you're going to see that come up. So we're not going to review that. You want to see it, YouTube search it and get her done. I'm more concerned with the contents. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and do the infamous flat lay. What I want to do is I want to break this down piece by piece. But before we do that, here's my take on a harness like this or a small lightweight backpack. I want something anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds max. We're not going to go out there, we're not building shelters. This is something to get me from point A to B. I want to scout an area out, do some type of box recon. I want to look for resources. Worst case, I twist my ankle and I'm staying there for the night. My basic needs are met. but I want it lightweight enough in case I have to walk out, I can. Nothing crazy. So anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds. I have two 2-quart containers. There's 8 pounds per gallon of water, and there's 4 quarts to a gallon. So I have 4 pounds of just water. The rest of my gear that you saw on that flat lay is guaranteeing you less than 10 pounds. Plus the harness itself, we're probably sitting at around anywhere from 13 to 15 pounds max. And it's going to be distributed around my waist and lumbar region and over my shoulders. So I'm happy with that. Now let's break this down and talk about our shelter kit. Any type of kit that you bring with you as far as 2, 3, 4 day bag, go bag, get home bag, emergency kit like this, you want a shelter system. Something to sleep on, something to sleep under, and something to sleep in. Now, I'm going to give you a 2-for-1 right now. This Saul Bivy, and no, it's not shit out of luck, but I'm willing to bet you that was the ongoing joke when they first created this. Think of this as an outer shell. When you wear your clothing in the base layering system, you have a base layer, you have a mid layer that's going to keep you warm and produce that heat, and you have an outer shell to trap that heat. This is basically an outer shell. It provides you with something to sleep inside of or in, and also on, because you have a bottom to this. So this is a great 2-for-1, like I said. It's lightweight, and it will actually work in conjunction with your body's heat and your layering system to trap the heat while actually operating as an outer shell to block the elements, wind, rain, snow, etc. Is it something that you should use for long term? No, it's not. But will it get the job done in an emergency? Yes, it will. This is the base or where your feet go. You have a small mesh Velcro window right here that you can open up. That way your feet can breathe and vent some of that air or that steam that's going to be formed from your body's heat inside of this bag. So to get an idea of how far down I am, I'm going to scoop my body to the base where that window is at. And if you look, me being 6'1", I can actually get inside here and actually close it up. Moving right along, I want a minimum of 4 plastic tent stakes. I've shown you this in the past. I can scrape these things and start a fire. I can also take these and stake out any type of structure that I need to. One of the 3 basics, a lean-to, 2 points of contact, an A-frame, 4 points of contact, or a plow point shelter with 3 points of contact. It's easier to stake these out if you have stakes that you brought versus sitting down and trying to carve stakes. So keep that in mind. And last but not least, something to sleep under. This could be a tarp, but I found in a lightweight kit like this, carrying a poncho, in this case a military poncho, it provides me with that outer shell. I have 2 layers on, a base layer and a jacket. Technically this is a mid layer because the wind actually does go through it. Probably a good 50% bleeds through. This is a poncho liner turned into a jacket. But if I use it in conjunction with this, I'm now blocking that wind. I have a hood on it I can put over my head. I can also take this and turn it into a shelter and sleep under it. So in a sense, I can wear my shelter and use it if I have to. So by combining both of these, we have something to sleep on, in, and under. Moving right along to water. Now I want you to keep this in mind. The bulk of every kit, no matter how small or large it is, will be your shelter system. You can see the size of this. The bulk of your kit will always be your shelter system. The bulk of your kit in weight will always be the water that you carry and the containers that it's in. Like we already discussed, there's 8 pounds per gallon and 4 quarts per gallon. So that means 2 pounds, 2 pounds, metal container, plastic container, metal canteen cup. We're looking at 4.5 pounds right here. So again, the bulk of your shelter in size will always be your shelter system. The bulk of your shelter in weight will be your water. Now I have a metal container right here that I can boil water in and then dump it into the plastic one. We have our plastic container to cut the weight. And we have one metal container over here that I can boil in as well. So basically I have a 2-for-1. But again, this is the bulk in weight. Let's go ahead and talk about intent. I have a Baco Laplander and I have a pocket knife with a saw. I also have a knife on my hip. I'll show you that briefly here in a second, but I want to focus on what's in that harness. Now back to intent. What is my intent? My intent is a day hike, a scout. I'm out here checking the area out, looking for resources, looking for places to camp, looking for future places for videos, looking for nice fishing holes. If I fall, twist my ankle, twist my knee, and I have to stay out here, I want my needs met. With this pocket knife and the size saw that I have, I can cut 2-inch saplings with this. That will provide me with a tripod or a pole for a shelter or 2 poles or again 2 tripods. Do I need a Baco Laplander? Again, it falls back on your intent. Do I want to cut larger diameter wood to process for a fire? Then yes, I might need this. But can I get by in an emergency with just my pocket knife? Yes, as long as all of your needs are met. And again, I want some type of saw. So either have a pocket knife that's large enough with a large enough saw, or simply carry your pocket knife and the Baco Laplander. Both of these together are less than a pound. Moving right along, I have a compass, a Sunto MC2 base plate compass, and pacing beads. Here's my take on this. If you don't have basic knowledge, I don't mean something you read in a book 20 years ago, or you watched a YouTube video 10 years ago, or you took a class 6 months ago. If you haven't been out there and actually practiced it and actually got the experience, then this piece of kit, in my opinion, is worthless. And someone's going to say, well, you can still get north, you can still get all those things. But if you don't know how to actually use this to get an azimuth to go in a specific direction, you'll start walking in circles out in the woods and ultimately end up getting lost if you're not already lost, or make your situation actually worse. So my opinion is take a legit class somewhere. Actually get the experience, get the knowledge, go out there and actually do it and actually be proficient with it. This way, when you actually open the compass and say the main purpose of a compass is to walk a straight line, you actually will. And to keep track of the distance as you walk, that's your pace count. So again, in my opinion, get a class, get trained up, get experience, be proficient, and always carry a compass and pacing beads wherever you go. What I have right here is another 2-for-1. It's called the spool tool. It's basically a piece of plastic that's shaped like an H. In the center, you have your cordage. It could be number 36 bank line, could be number 12 bank line, could be paracord. Cordage of your choice, wrapped around there, has a razor blade here on the side that once you get your desired length, you can simply cut it off. We have a plastic clip right there that will hold a mini Bic lighter. I have a redundancy, a second Bic lighter, a full size in my pocket, but again, we're talking about that harness. Now, the only thing extra besides this, I'm going to carry something that's going to guarantee that fire. And this is going to be fat wood shavings. This is fat wood fire steels. Basically, it's already processed fat wood. One small spark, or in this case, an open flame, it's going to go right up. And it guarantees a fire in wet weather conditions. Now, the one thing that's been eliminated is a ferro rod. And it's not really eliminated. It's part of every single kit that I own, except my harness. That's the smallest kit that I carry. And for that, I wanted a 2-for-1 with a Bic lighter because it gives me open flame first time every time. It also saves weight. Part of every single kit that I own is going to be some type of 2x2 or 3x3 cotton bandana, or in this case, a bright colored shamag. I've shown this hundreds of times. There's probably 1,000 things you can do with this. With this kit right here, the important thing would be signaling. I can take a long pole and actually tie this to that pole, wave it up and down and create a flag. It can flutter in the breeze. I can hang it from a tree as a waypoint, meaning a marker, so I can drop my gear, wander around. As long as I can turn around and see this, I can walk right back to it. It can be used medically as a sling or some type of splint system for your legs or arms, and so on and so forth. Even taking this over the front of a wide mouth bottle, dipping it into a stream, creek, or lake, and filling your bottle full of water. This acts as a straining device to strain, not filter, strain large debris off. And the list goes on and on and on. And last but not least, comfort items. Let's talk about the food first. This is a simple dehydrated meal from ReadyWise. Honestly, brand is not important. It's important to you for the taste and quality that you want. This one right here has got 2.5 servings and it has 33 grams per pouch. Okay, so think about that. One serving would be half that. So in a sense, you're going to eat the whole damn thing. But again, it's a hike, a scout. You know, you're out there for the day. You can carry 2 of these if you want. They weigh nothing. You simply add hot water. We have metal containers. We can boil that with our fire starter. Get the water boiling, drop it in here, and within 10 to 12 minutes, it's ready to go. Again, brand is not important, only for you. Along with that, for some quick energy, we got Nescafe 3-in-1. Again, coffee of your choice, but something to give you that get up and go, give you that energy to keep moving or keep building your shelter or setting your camp up for the night. Something like this is a morale booster as well. Nice hot meal in your stomach. You can't go wrong with that. Lastly, it's the end of winter. Be spring in about a month. Still kind of cool outside. The wind gets whipping around. Fingertips get kind of cold. Some type of gloves. Now these are the old school military green or OD green glove inserts. So you put these on and then your black leather gloves go over top of that. But will they warm your hands up? Yes, they will. And again, it's lightweight. I can fold it up and just toss it into that kit or into my cargo pocket, and it's there when I need it. All that equipment can fit into a small haversack and go across your body and dangle off to one side, or even a small backpack. And again, the best part, anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds, you stay within that zone and you should be golden. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the next order of business. And now, without further ado, my Etsy store is open, and once again, my Etsy shop is open. That link is found in my video description box. We have our infamous pipe nub skillet. Insert a stick, and you're good to go. We have the cowboy skillet, built-in handle. We have the most famous folding skillet. Simply fold it over and fold it back when you're done. It's a space saver. Those are all available right now at my Etsy shop. Once again, that link is in my video description box. Click on it, and good luck. About another month and a half, we should start seeing budding on these trees and then get some real shade going and be a nice cool part of the year where it's going to be a nice fishing season. I've already got a few spots picked out because I talked about overlanding. So look forward to that. Next week, we're going to have an overnighter. Like I said, this is just too wet. Look at this. Just standing, this is all mud, all of it. This whole area is obliterated and everything's running downhill. So the further I go down into the property, the worse it gets. So just bear with me and give me a week, and hopefully it will figure itself out. On that note, let's go ahead and get out of here. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in two places. One, my Amazon affiliate page, and two, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now please do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.